Kira adjusted her breathing apparatus for the third time in 10 minutes, her pale blue fingers trembling slightly as she watched the human male across the university courtyard. Her species, the Velani, had been part of the Galactic Federation for over 2 centuries, yet their understanding of human customs remained frustratingly incomplete. Tom Henderson sat beneath the old oak tree, completely unaware that he had become the subject of intense xenobiological fascination. His brown hair caught the afternoon sunlight as he read from his tablet, occasionally laughing at something on the screen. Kira had been observing him for weeks now, trying to decipher the mysterious human emotion called love and the even more perplexing rituals surrounding it. Her research had led her down a rabbit hole of human romantic comedies, dating advice, websites, and anthropological studies. The conclusions were contradictory and bewildering. Humans apparently engaged in something called flirting, which involved deliberate miscommunication, playful deception, and the exchange of flowers as tokens of affection. "You are overthinking this," her roommate Nix had told her the previous evening. "Just approach him like any rational being would approach another rational being." But Kira knew it was not that simple. Humans were not rational when it came to courtship. They performed elaborate dances of approach and retreat, spoke in codes and metaphors, and somehow found meaning in the most trivial gestures. Her own people simply declared their intentions, negotiated compatibility parameters, and proceeded with logical partnership agreements. The human way seemed designed to cause maximum confusion and emotional distress. Still, she was determined to understand. Her thesis on comparative courtship behaviors across sentient species depended on first-hand experience, and Tom had unknowingly become her case study. Taking a deep breath of recycled atmosphere, Kira approached Tom's location. She had prepared extensively for this moment, practicing human facial expressions in the mirror and memorizing conversation starters from 17 different sources. Her research indicated that humans appreciated humor, so she had compiled a list of what the internet assured her were dad jokes. "Excuse me," she said, her voice modulator adding a slight mechanical undertone to her words. "Is this seat taken?" Tom looked up, his eyes widening slightly as he took in her appearance. Kira was tall, even by human standards, with the characteristic pale blue skin and large dark eyes of her people. She wore human clothing, but it hung awkwardly on her elongated frame. "Oh, no, go ahead," Tom said, gesturing to the grass beside him. Kira lowered herself carefully, trying to mimic the casual way humans seemed to fold their bodies. The result was less graceful than intended, but Tom politely pretended not to notice. "Beautiful day," she offered, following script number 4 from her research. "Yeah, it really is," Tom agreed, and returned to his tablet. This was not going according to plan. Her sources had indicated that commenting on weather was an infallible conversation starter, but Tom seemed content to let the exchange end there. Kira frantically reviewed her backup strategies. "I could not help but notice you laughing," she tried again. "What brings you such joy?" Tom glanced at her curiously. "Just some funny videos." "Want to see?" He tilted his tablet toward her, showing a compilation of small earth creatures doing amusing things. Kira found herself genuinely entertained by a tiny feline attempting to fit into a container clearly too small for its body. "Your species finds humor in the illogical behavior of other life forms," she observed. "I guess we do," Tom said, studying her with increased interest. "You're not from around here, are you?" "I am a student from Velen Prime," Kira confirmed. "I am studying human behavioral patterns for my thesis." "Behavioral patterns, huh? Like what?" This was her opening. Kira had rehearsed this moment countless times. According to her research, human males appreciated directness when it came to romantic interest, but only after sufficient flirting had established mutual attraction. The challenge lay in determining when sufficient flirting had occurred. "I am particularly interested in human courtship rituals," she said, attempting what her mirror practice had taught her was a coy smile. Tom's eyebrows rose. "Courtship rituals?" "Yes. The complex series of behaviors humans engage in to signal romantic availability and assess potential mates. I find it fascinating how your species has developed such elaborate social mechanisms around pair bonding." "Right," Tom said slowly. "And you're studying this how, exactly?" Kira felt her confidence wavering. Nothing in her research had prepared her for this level of direct questioning. She had expected more dancing around the subject, more coded language and subtle hints. "Through observation and participatory research," she admitted. "Participatory research?" "Yes. I had hoped to experience human courtship firsthand, to better understand the emotional and physiological responses involved." Tom was quiet for a long moment, and Kira began to panic. Had she misread the situation entirely? Her research suggested that humans found academic interest in their behavior flattering, but Tom's expression was difficult to interpret. "So," he said finally, "you want to go on a date for science?" "If that is the correct terminology, then yes." Tom laughed, and the sound sent an unexpected warmth through Kira's chest. Her medical scanner, designed to monitor her health in the alien environment, began beeping frantically. Her heart rate had increased by 30%, her respiration was elevated, and her skin temperature had risen by 2 degrees. "Are you okay?" Tom asked, noticing her distress. Kira stared at her scanner in amazement. These were the exact physiological responses her research had described in humans experiencing romantic attraction. She was having a biological reaction to a member of another species, something her people had believed impossible. "I think," she said breathlessly, "I may be experiencing what humans call butterflies." Tom grinned. "Well then, I'd say your research is off to a pretty good start." As Kira felt her knees grow weak and her vision blur slightly from the overwhelming rush of unfamiliar emotions, she realized that human courtship was far more powerful than any academic study could have prepared her for. She was about to faint from the sheer intensity of feelings she had never imagined possible. Perhaps, she thought as Tom reached out to steady her, some phenomena were better experienced than studied.